Hello, YouTube. It's me, Kyle. I am doing a updated deck profile for my Centerpiece Fiendsmith deck. Today I ended up playing it for the OTS Championship, Sword Championship, and a local round tournament. I ended up dropping after the OTS tournament, like mid round, because our regular weekly one they were going to fire up and do also. And I, with this deck right now, not 100%. I don't want to say comfortable, but I'm just not. I don't think this deck can really combat. I know people have been topping a lot with the sec list, but they got like Crowns, Pharas, Slavs, Accusations, stuff like that. And I'm actually currently missing that stuff, obviously. That's why I haven't been posting striker content, just because I ended up having an emergency with my dog. I had to sell the stuff. Long story short, essentially. So this was pretty much the exact same list I played today for the OTS and for the locals. For the weekly, I went 3-0. Obviously, I dropped out of the other one, but the other one was only 4 rounds, and they ended up cutting to top 4 cut, and top 4 played out. I pretty much lost my round 1. Round 1 was against Doomsy. Very good match. I'm not going to complain about that loss. Round 2, I ended up playing against this father-son duo that comes in. They're relatively not good players, I would say, honestly. They to the point they don't call their faces out, essentially. Even though we try to tell them like, hey, you need to call your faces out, but I'm just my little gripe there. And then I played against round 3 was the last round I played. I played against KT, Cool Tune, essentially. I pretty much scooped the match at round 1, game 1, I mean, because my opponent, we got into a situation, a ruling situation where, I'll talk about a little bit once I get a little bit more when I get into the extra deck. It was just had to do something with Link Kribo, essentially. There was just too many things he didn't even forget to mention, and I was just like, you know what, you're not keeping up with the game state, so I'm just gonna concede this match and just hop in the other one. It was just me, I would say a few not buddies, but close friends of mine, I guess. So local, my locals were fairly friendly. We known each other for a long time. It's a fairly friendly atmosphere, I would say. So that's pretty much it. I went undefeated in that one. My round 1, my round 3 match ended up coming down to basically time, and we just ended up doing the dice roll for the match, and I got lucky and won both of those dice rolls for each match, round 1, round 2, round 1 and round 3. It was just getting down to the time where I'm like, I'm not a fan of these new time rules, because sometimes your game 1 and game 2 takes so long, and you just want to play it out and see who wins. And it's just one of those matches where it was just I get in those games where I want to keep playing it out. That's just my fault, my fault only. So yeah, I have 3 cards I gotta show. After that I wasn't expecting the poll today. I did end up getting the winners pack for the tournament. So for taking the weekly one, my first one ever. So I pretty much banked out today. So yeah, we'll get into the deck profile. So I did make some changes into my side and my main. And a little bit in the extra deck, but I'm going to be changing one more card out on my extra deck. So pretty much self-explanatory. 3 Rafael, still on 3 Haman, 1 Uriah, 1 Summoner. Still on the triple martyr for the sake of beast monsters. The Summoner might go up to 2 eventually. I'm still experimenting with ratios yet, but everything else is still working pretty fine. I ended up going back to Dragon Shields. I actually like the new version of Dragon Shields. They're not as sharp as where they were when I was playing them in 2019, where they would just cut up your hands essentially. Okay, for the spells, 3 release. I did ended up upping the fuel spell to 3. So I was losing too many games and matches where I needed the third. Just even against like Sky Striker, for example, where I wasn't seeing. I was pretty much losing both of these copies, or at least one copy, and then not getting into the next copy. And it's just good that I personally I feel like you need to play 3 of these, because this kind of gets your engine going to summon your big eyes. Yes, you can technically summon your big eyes with the summoner, obviously. But just the fact of this card, your deck kind of revolves around this card. That's where it's really crucial. I know some lists are playing the pure version. There's debate of the pure version going around. Personally, I'm still on the Fiendsmith version. I feel like the Fiendsmith version is a lot better than the pure, because you're playing more bricks in the pure, where your ceiling's higher and your consistency and your ceiling is a lot higher with the Fiendsmith engine. Yes, you're more susceptible to nib and droll. But if you can play around them, it's a little bit better. I want to play the trap, don't get me wrong, but it's just not. I don't think pure is as good as Fiendsmith. I feel like Fiendsmith is the better one. Yeah, so that's just my opinion. 3 Thunderclap, I love this card. And 1 Combined Assault. That's it for pretty much the Sacred Beast engine, essentially. Yes, I still am playing Card of the Soul. Actually, I cut down to 2 Card of the Soul and 2 Talents. At 2 Thrust. I'm just testing this right now, because I am playing thrust targets in my side deck right now. And I'm kind of using this as how I do in Striker, as far as like, okay, get into engine, essentially. Even get into this track release, essentially. Yeah, there's not really a good thrust target besides the trap, I would say. So I'm still experimenting with this ratio. I do probably want to go back up to 3 after today. I just need to make some more adjustments, and I'm waiting for a ban list to drop, depending on what they're going to hit. I'm kind of hoping they hit something hand trap wise, that way I have a little bit more ratio term, or something can move out of the hand trap line. For the Fiendsmith engine, 3 Engraver, 1 Lacrima, 1 Lori, 1 Track. I'm going to probably go up to 2 on this. I've just been needing to see this. I think I'm seeing too many variables of like win more cards, I would say. Personally, I might just want to play the third, so I can, if I open Engraver, I can see this, and I can just do the fuse, or if I can do Grand Game State, or I need to see the third. That's pretty much it. So I might go up to 2. I'm not 100% sure yet. So far, I'm kind of liking this ratio of 3 Engraver, the 1 Track, the 1 Lori, the 1 Lacrima. So for non-engine time, pretty much 3 Ash, 3 Flua, double Droll. I'm playing 1 Ghostbow, 1 Ogre. I'm still testing these 2 out yet. Everything else is pretty self-explanatory. I took Imperm out also. I'm not playing Super Poly. I don't have the room in the extra deck to play Super Poly. And 1 call by, 1 cross out, 1 call by, 1 talents for the main deck. For the extra deck, there's going to be 1 card I'm definitely taking out. It's going to actually be the Necroquip. Necroquip doesn't really work in this deck as I thought originally. With the Sacred Beast monster effects and even Engraver or Lori, yes, it works a little bit better with the hand traps, but I personally don't really need to make this, so I don't make this as often. So this is either going to become a Typhon access code, or I'm kind of thinking the Fiendsmith of the what you would call it. Sorry about that. What you would call it. Unchained stuff, just like the Soyama and Rage, but I'm not 100% sure which ones I'm gonna do yet. Give me 1 second. So, but this is getting cut after today. I haven't really been needing to make this, honestly. Yeah, it's cool, but I'm like, it doesn't really come off. You know, I'd rather keep the Requiem and Grave, so if I need to make Desiree, I can just equip it. So, yeah, this is gonna get cut. Area Leaders, pretty mandatory. Lacrima, same thing. Colossus, I'm just gonna run through the fusions. Desiree. I ended up making this today. I ended up bringing this back off the fuel spell in my for round 3, game 2. And my life points ended up getting up to like over 10,000 just from this guy, and it was cool. It was fucking cool. I really like this guy a lot. Yeah, I got into a game state where I had all 3 out, one of each out, and I went to activate Ravel's effect. My opponent changed something else. And I'm like, well, I technically can still fuse, by banishing traps. I have all 3 on the board, so that's what I ended up doing. I just make Phantasmal, and then, yeah, my opponent just had trouble getting over it. He couldn't super poly because I brought it off the field spell. He tried to go Desiree to negate it. Yeah, it was just, I go Uriah pop, after I. Yeah, so this was like the turn after, so it was pretty cool on those. For the Xyz, the effect comes up sometimes. It's actually really cool also. When you play Santa Claus into this, you can just overlay if your board gets broken, you can just go 2 Santa Clauses, make this, or you can make this and then either return bouncing card on board or return an engine piece you need. So this is pretty cool. I actually like playing M7, honestly. Still playing the Ferocious. I'm gonna go get a cheaper copy for this deck. I do not like playing my OG copy in here. As you can tell, I'm kind of like trying to keep this deck like budget friendly. So I'm not trying to like go all out essentially. Yeah, this is one of the rulings in the KT matchup. The Link Rebo. So I saw in another video of the hand trap guide, how to play against hand traps of Sacred Beast, that if you have this engrave and you attempt to activate Martyr, you can actually like dodge it, similar to how Ray does it, or Zero, or Linkage does it, essentially. What I mean by that, like if your opponent activates Failure or Imperm, then you just change Linkage to like your Striker Link Monster, or use Ray to quick effect tribute, essentially, or you do like the multi-roll quick effect Ray tribute, or same thing with the Area Zero, technically the multi-roll / Area Zero effect with Ray, chain with Ray effect. So that kind of came up in the ruling. With that match happening, my opponent, he had RS, and he didn't mention that the level is level 2, a different level than level 1. I'm like, dude, I literally just called the judge over and you just mentioned this now. And he was like, I have failure in hand too. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna see the match. You're at the point where you're just messing up the game state, and I'm not gonna deal with this. So that's where I hopped into the other tournament. So yeah, I'm actually liking the Link Rebo. Fiendsmith extra deck, obviously Reaperdocus, the bridge, Requiem, Reaperdocus for the bridge, sequence. SP is pretty cool. And then Ackman Day. So what cards are going to probably be replacing Necroquip? And I'll talk about it after the video here. Actually, we're getting towards the end of the video. We're going to my side deck. The extra copy of Balongo Soger, 1 Judgment. I ended up playing 2 Solemn Warning. I've actually been liking this package, so this package is going to stay. This is my going first target Eradicator. I'm trying to like find extra copies of Eradicators. I know I have more Eradicators, but this card is insanely good. You could just summon Raviel, and then like lead 2 Martyrs or something, right? Then you just go draw phase, you tribute. If you're playing against like Mitsu or Rolad or something, just call spells, and they're just done in the water. I did that today, and I was just like, let's go. Shifter kills the stack, by the way. 3 more Charmies, the Perilias, 3 evenly. The role I match, I ended up evenly him twice. It was just like, bro, I'm just like, thank you. Julian the Harpies of Feather Duster 1 game, and Lightning Storm. This is pretty much it. It was like the board breaking match. I do want to go up to 2. There's some extra side deck cards I do want to play. So before I reveal those 3 cards I pulled today, so what extra deck monsters could Narcoquip could replace for Narcoquip? Well, here I am thinking access code. Hopefully I have Typhon here. Typhon, and probably IP are probably like the 2 right now that I am highly considering replacing this for this. Those 3 specifically. Yeah, just because like right now this card is not really working in this deck. I might regret what I'm gonna say here, but as of right now, it's just this card doesn't really come up as I thought to get an extra draw. So I've been learning how to play deck a lot more resource management wise, I would say. So and right now I'm thinking either this or this. I'm leaning towards the Typhon because like your stuff is big enough. IP, yes you could, but like the only thing you could really make IP into would be SP, but I'm already ending on the SP anyway, so I'm thinking Sky Crisis or Access Code, depending. So I'm gonna probably have to test these 2. A bow I can probably test also. So we're probably gonna test around here and see, but this is definitely I'm actually just gonna cut this right now. I'm probably just gonna test Typhon for right now, honestly. Just because Typhon's a little bit more easier to make as far. I still can theoretically make this, but a lot of my Link monsters are light and darks. I only have like 1 Earth, which would be the Reaperdocus, and everything else is kind of getting shuffled back, honestly. So yeah, in hindsight, I think the Typhon might be a better call. We'll still get a chance to play it with it, obviously. Other cards you could play for Thrust, obviously DGG. I don't know if I really want to play DGG in here. I gotta test that theory. Anti-Spell will be another option, I'm thinking. Obviously, I'm thinking 3 Imperm. You can actually play the Fusion card in here. I want to find room to tech it, honestly. I need to find room for this and this. Lava Golem, same thing. I was testing 1 for 1. I ended up cutting 1 for 1, honestly. You need your cards, honestly. Another Lightning Storm and the 3 Dark Ruler. This is just extra cards I have off to the side. I just ended up putting in the pile. So, yeah, so these are like the cards I'm like still considering. Like DGG, Dark Ruler more for more board breaking. Same with Lightning Storm. Lava Golem. You don't really need your normal summon in this deck, I've been finding, which has been really helpful, so I might consider playing this. I gotta make room for these. I do want to eventually play this, because you can summon the fusion off the new fusion with this, so actually maybe I could thrust into it, actually, now I'm thinking about it. That would actually be pretty sick. And obviously I do want to find room for Imperm, and then the one anti-spell, but my deck is really like spell heavy. Not as heavy as like striker heavy, but like still pretty heavy. Okay, so let's see my winnings today. Okay, so for the first off, I ended up pulling this out of my entry packs for the OTS Store Championship. Pot of Sloth. We're 1% back for striker. I have to get like at least 1 or 2 more of this, and then 3 crown, 3 accusations, and then we'll be back there. And this is from the 3rd round tournament, the weekly 3-round tournament. I'm undefeated. I ended up pulling Fallen Virtuous out of my last pack, and then for the winner's pack, we pull Talents. I'm gonna probably keep, definitely gonna hold on to these two for sure. I'm gonna probably end up selling this because I can use the money right now. Yes, theoretically I should probably sell all three, but this is probably not gonna get reprinted ever, since it says OTS, and this is my first winners pack. And I just like talents in general. This is gonna go in my staple binder. This is definitely gonna be going somewhere. Honestly, if I can get a good trade or sell on this, I'm gonna probably either put that money into, depending on what I get for it. It's gonna probably, because I'm trying to build World Ad right now too, but I'm just gonna slowly build World Ad. I'm not gonna like go out and like, oh, I need to get everything. Right now, like my number one priority right now is kind of like trying to get a striker read back again. But even then, I'm waiting for the ban list to see what's going to happen with that deck. So, yeah. Sacred Beast Fiendsmith went undefeated in the tournament, the 3-round tournament. I'm not going to brag about it and saying, oh, look at me, I'm so good, you know. I told my friends I'm not even going to like rub it in their face or anything because it was just a 3-round tournament. Yes, it was my first winner's pack. It made my week a lot better. I wasn't expecting it to pull crack, essentially. I was really happy about that. Yeah, it just made my week a lot better. I was just like, oh my god. I actually ended up in a rush this morning to get to the OTS Store Championship because I wasn't sure what time it was going to start at, and I still needed my side deck. And I got the common thrust from my friend Dakota. And I did need it because I did want to play the Eradicator. And yeah, so that's why I was calling Russian this morning. I was feeding. Don't tell anyone. But yeah, so yeah, this is a Sacred Beast Fiendsmith. Went 3-0 weekly tournament. And yeah, I did shit in the OTS Store Championship. We could have did the one yesterday. I didn't know about it. I was like, fuck, we could have maybe get our easier invites, hopefully. But yeah, what decks are the deck is hard to play against? The deck is hard, definitely going second. Doomsey's got a pretty good matchup, I would say, depending on how you play it. Striker's definitely the hardest matchup against this deck, just because Striker's natural board breaking presence, depending, you know, if you're not like building like hard going second striker, or you're just like, you know, like maining lightning storms, Rikekis, or Harpy Sideduster like I was doing, or if you're just like, oh hey, it's just, you know, you got Widowmaker, Lemnis, Fallen of Virtuous, obviously, Droplet, Crown, you know, that deck is just naturally good at board breaking. I really want to play that deck again. And then, you know, KT is a hard deck to play against in general. I would say like a lot of the decks right now are just hard to play against. I always seem to say fucking Branded. I'm actually not looking forward to playing Sacred Beast Fiendsmith against Branded in general. So I'm gonna like try to learn the much as I can with this deck because I really enjoy this deck a lot right now. So yeah, comment, like, subscribe, check out the rest of my fucking vids, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later. Peace.